Welcome to Body by Malaika, the continuing story of a health and wellness journey. I'm Malaika Jaycox, certified personal trainer and nutritional specialist for over a decade. My unique approach to fitness is tapping into the mind. The mind is one of the most powerful tools of the human body. Once you tap in and connect, anything is possible. In today's episode, we will be talking again with Traci Brooks. I'm so excited. We're just going to do a little freestyle and find out where she's at today and see how her help in healing for others has been going for her. Traci Brooks is a holistic healing enterprise committed to assisting women of African descent to obtain holistic wellness. That's Traci Mother Healing, LLC. So we're looking forward to talking with Traci, a divine creation. You know, she is centered in her calling, that's for sure. So I'm so excited to find out more about her today. And she provides assistance to those who are in need of spiritual, emotional, physical, and mental healing. And that is actually the root of all happiness, is what we're trying to find, our happy balance and happy medium. So stay tuned, and I look forward to finding more about her this morning. I'm just excited that I get to talk to you again.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes, Traci Mother Healing.
Yes.
Yes. So, and it's M-U-T-T-H. Tell me how to spell it.
So it's M-U-T-T-H-E-R.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Traci, and your last name again?
It's Traci Brooks, and I'm with Earth Mother Healing.
Yes, Traci Brooks with Earth Mother Healing, who was actually, I'm excited because you were on my a few episodes ago.
Yes.
And, you are a divine creation.
Absolutely, as are you.
Thank you for that.
Yes, as are you.
I feel it now.
Yes.
Or so.
Yes.
When we last talked.
Okay.
I mean, off the camera or off the recording button, you gave me some great tools. Just overall to embrace oneself.
Yes.
And we are where we are. It's like. Sometimes even in a podcast myself or in life, I'm trying to be perfect or trying to have it,
all together.
All together, girl.
Yes.
Trying to get, I did the curls for you. I mean, but,
And I say, I like to just remind us that, yes, we are divine creations, and yes, we're human.
We're human.
So
Go.
Please, go ahead.
No, and human, when people say that, I know what I mean. But if you could, talk about that a little bit more. When we say, I'm human, I'm just human.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
Well, I think a lot of times people have in their minds, they have constructed who we are to be, how we are to express ourselves. And sometimes people say, oh, you're angry, or oh, you're tired. And yeah, these are attributes of humans. Humans have emotions.
Yes.
Right? And we also have a physicality. So yes, we get tired, we get frustrated, we're saddened, we're angry, right? And so sometimes people are piling things upon us as though we have no overload button. Okay. Sometimes people are expecting things from us too much, as though we don't get tired. Sometimes people say anything to us as though we don't have feelings. And so it's a gentle reminder many times to tell people, excuse me, I'm human. And I spent 2 years telling people that.
And that's right.
I know, Mama Traci. And I said, well, I just wanted to remind you.
And yes, and not just others.
Ourselves.
I was going to say, yes, I'm so hard on myself.
Yes. And that's what I tell myself if I make a mistake, because I like to get it right. But sometimes I'm not going to get it right. And I say, well, Traci, you're just human. I call myself, everyone calls me Mama Traci. So I say, Mama Traci, you're just human.
You're just human.
Just human. You're divine, but you're human.
That's right. And divine creation.
Yes.
We can repeat what that means.
Sure.
How do you feel about that?
Yes.
I have my own thoughts, but,
okay.
divine.
So divine just means of God. And so that I am a creation of God, the creator. And so
Mm-hmm.
I also say that in combination with being human, because it's a nice balance. Because when I introduce myself as a divine creation, then I am reminding myself that I am worthy of respect and kindness, that I should be, considered. And then it reminds me, just like when you said that to me, then I remind myself that that's what you are as well. So that means I am to treat you in a certain way and
Mm-hmm.
hold you to a standard of divinity. Now, of course, everyone doesn't necessarily walk in their divinity, and many times people don't walk in their humanity. So I'm not saying you just pass it out to everybody, because some of these things have to be earned as well. It's got to be mutual and reciprocal. But
Right.
it's just a nice reminder to ourselves and to others.
And when talking with you, I shared to a friend of mine just yesterday. I'm
Mm-hmm.
so excited to talk to you today. I told her that we were going to do this episode again, and you have a natural ability to calm,
Mm-hmm.
one down a little. And me is in
Mm-hmm.
particular, I
I
got
hear that quite often.
yeah,
I hear that quite often. Now, I wasn't always a calm person myself,
I feel you.
but over time, I've just learned, those two things that I just told you. I'm human
Right.
and I'm divine. So with that, you begin to set standards for yourself, behavior patterns, things that are and are not acceptable to you. There are certain things I'm just not going to do. You're not going to catch me sitting up doing a whole bunch of gossiping and running Black people down and just saying all kinds of things out of my mouth. I'm going to pick and choose. That doesn't mean sometimes something doesn't slip out that probably shouldn't have. Absolutely, it does. But
Hmm.
on a consistent basis, you're not gonna sit down and say, "Yeah, Mama Tracy was telling me." Duh. Earth
Right.
Mother, Earth
Nah,
Mother's not out
nah.
doing that,
That's
because it
good.
affects people. Mhm.
And that's one of the, I was going to ask you, give us some tools. That's one of the tools.
Yes,
You said, for
Mhm.
instance, you're not going to go sit around gossip,
Yes,
and put that negative,
energy.
to me, it's
Yes,
negative
it
energy.
is. It is. And something I love math. I was a teacher for 20 years, and one
Okay.
of my favorite subjects, one of them was math. And so I was recently sitting with a client, and I have a mathematical mind. So when we were talking about negative energy and negative thoughts and negative comments, I came to the concept of math and negative numbers. So when you
Mm.
have negative numbers, you have to match that number with the same number on the positive side to at least neutralize it. So for instance, if you have a -1, you have to add one just to neutralize it and bring it back to zero. If you want to shift it over to the positive side, now you got to add another positive one. So that means two positives for the one negative. So I
Uh
thought,
huh.
a lot of times we have negative thoughts. So if you got a negative thought, you need to neutralize it with one positive thought and then bring it over to the positive side with another positive thought. And same with your
What?
speech. So if I tell myself, oh, you always make mistakes, then one, I'm going to add a positive. Well, but you're human. Right. So now I'm back to zero. And then I'm saying, not only are you human, you're divine. And so you're going to correct that and you're going to do better. So now I'm on the positive side and I've neutralized that negative energy. You see?
Dang. Okay. Did
Yeah.
y'all pick that up? I mean, I gotta record. I'm recording it, but I'm gonna rewind that one.
Mhm, mhm.
How
Yeah.
is your life going today? I saw you showed that
Mhm.
tool there. You apply that,
Yes.
I'm sure.
Yes,
But
yes.
now with
My life is going
Ujima.
great.
Yeah.
It's going great because I deem it so. I've determined
Okay.
that it will be great. I've begun to look and walk the path as though those things that I want to happen are already happening. So if I'm exercising or I'm walking on an evening time, getting my fresh air and moving my body, then I'm walking, I'm telling myself, oh, yes, you're here. You've got this, you've done that. And I'm walking as though these things have already happened. And the things that haven't happened, I'm assured that they are going to. And the things that are happening, I'm embracing them as they're occurring. And so I choose to do well because I know that I have been chosen to be here. And then as I'm here, I'm choosing how I want to be here. So I'm doing great.
That's
I'm
what's
vibrating high.
You're vibrating high. That's what you
Yes,
shared on the last
yes,
episode, and I feel
yes,
that. And if others
yes,
say that to you, well, you know this, you're
yes,
comfortable in your skin. I mean, that's
yes.
obvious.
Absolutely, I am.
And in your soul, because we
Yeah.
are just, I mean, a shell. We have a soul.
Yes, yes, we do.
Now, your business,
Mhm.
the way of life. Talk
Yes.
about that, how that is going for you, helping others.
So Earth Mother Healing is doing great. So I am a Reiki certified, doula certified life guide. Okay. So that I help people in their lives. I take them by the hand, symbolically and sometimes physically, and we walk the path. And watch out over there, there's a pothole around the corner. And down there, I heard there was a bear.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so when you go that way, make sure you avoid the bear and make a right instead, right?
Make
And
it right instead.
right. So we're just guiding, right? Not coaching, saying rah rah, you can do it. I mean, that's a part of it,
Right.
but it's just giving some life instruction. You know, do the things that you need to do before the things that you want to do.
Mm.
Make sure that you have your own personal set of standards for how you are in the world, not based upon what others have said about you and for you, but what you've determined for yourself. So, as a life guide,
Mm-hmm.
I spend time with women of African descent and girls of African descent, and some brothers as well. And I say particularly people of African descent because that is my experience and that is my knowledge base. I have an extensive knowledge base in our history, culture, and traditions. And
Right.
so I focus on that, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And so that's been going very well. When I say Reiki certified, that means I'm also a Reiki practitioner. And as they say, a Reiki master. I stay away from the word master, but for obvious reasons. But I am a Reiki practitioner. And so I do help people in their healing process with balancing their energy, clearing their chakras, aligning them. And then on beyond that, as a naturopathic Reiki practitioner, we talk about why the chakras were blocked in the first place. And we start investigating, life and determining, well, why is it that you don't speak up for yourself? Or why is it that you feel powerless? Or why is it that you feel spiritually disconnected? And this is how now I'm morph into the life guide, right?
Mm-hmm. Or
And
why
then,
is it that we allow outside sources to affect our energy?
yes, absolutely. Yes.
That is, I've been around a lot of few people, and that
Mm-hmm.
is one of the
Mm-hmm.
struggles I
Okay.
sense with
Okay.
one.
Mm-hmm.
And, to be comfortable in our own skin is easier sometimes said than done because we want
Mm-hmm.
that approval,
Yes. Yes. And a
for,
lot of this stems from, our childhood. I
yeah.
mean, most of us have been seeking this most of our lives. If we have this, it's something that we've had for a long time. And
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people, you didn't get this way last week, so you're not going to be over it next week.
Life is a journey.
It is. It
Yes.
is. Yes.
Man, I wish you were closer because I would love to go in nature with you,
Oh,
talk
yeah.
to you one on one.
Yeah.
You love nature.
I do. I believe that that's how we can connect with the divine because all around us are the creator's creations and they're sending messages every time we're out there. Every time we're out there, there's a bird, a butterfly, a bug, a tree, a leaf, a rock. There's some kind of message. And I don't know if I shared last time on the show, but one time I was out walking and I looked
Yes.
over to my left and there was a cactus, but it was shaped like a heart. And I immediately got the message. You're so busy trying to protect your heart that you're keeping away people that love you, you
Mm.
see? And so and I said, okay, got it. I got that message right away, right?
Wow.
And so when you're out there, just tuned into all of that, those
Yes.
things will appear to you.
You know
So I
what?
love making, yes.
Yes. I I put that I think on my social media when we were
Mm-hmm.
walking with one of my friends and there was leaves that were shaped in hearts. Boom bam boom and I have personally been
Mm,
having some
mm,
there's some love stuff going on anyway
okay.
in my
Yes.
own personal stuff. So I wanted
Yes.
to see what did that mean. So,
Mhm.
just to be mindful of what's
Yes.
surrounding me.
Yes. Yes.
And
And
that
it
was
comes and it comes right at the time you need it.
man,
Yeah. And
yes.
that's why you know that that's a message from the higher power.
I believe that.
Yeah, I do too. Now, as far as walking with me in nature, I am having an upcoming getaway.
Okay, talk about it.
I'm doing a 5-day getaway, which I'm calling the Healing Waters Getaway in Jamaica, in the Grill, Jamaica. Um, I ripped out an article out of Essence magazine in 1993.
Okay.
And it's a place called Jackie's on the Reef. And I said, I want to go there. This is 1993. I
Oh
kept the
man.
article for years and years and years and years. And
Uh-huh.
last year, 2021, I said, I'm going. And I got my ticket and I went there. And I
Wow.
was there. And it was, of course, still in the pandemic. And she was saying that I was the first person that had come since the pandemic had started, and there were no other guests. And so
Wow.
it was just she and I, and of
Mhm.
course her staff for the entire time I was there.
What
And
was that like?
it was absolutely divine. It was beautiful. We watched the night sky. You could see the Milky Way. She's right there on the water. It
Mm.
was everything that I wanted and needed. And it was beyond what I expected.
Okay, y'all, we got to plan this.
Yes. So I told her, I said, well, I'm going to come back. And I said, and when I come back, I'm bringing others.
Mm.
So I am scheduled to go August the 30th through September the 4th. I'm organizing a 5-day getaway, the Healing Waters Getaway with Earth Mother Healing.
Oh, I did see
And
that.
yes, and I'll be taking up to 6 women that are wanting to come with me. And we're going to be doing some healing with the waters in Jamaica. We're going to travel up into the mountains to the Maroon Society, a village up there in the society. So the Maroons were enslaved Africans who ran away to the hills in Jamaica and lived up there for hundreds of years, fighting off the British to maintain their own sovereignty. And eventually they stayed up there so long, battling and making sure that they remained free, that the government granted them, they signed a treaty so that they would remain sovereign. And so they are still up there, their descendants, and they function outside of the government of Jamaica. And so it was a wonderful opportunity to go up last year when I went and just to walk the grounds and know the history and feel the spirit and the energy. And I'll be
That
taking the
is
women up there as well.
beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful.
That is
And I've
beautiful.
studied them for so many years because I think there's a lot to learn about a group of people who are under attack, but are able to, inside of that, carve out an existence that is autonomous.
Mm. Mm,
Yes.
that is,
Yes.
I mean, I'm already feeling like calm
Yes.
from what you're talking about. And can
Yes.
you imagine just being there
Yes.
around? We're going, like, when one comes, you're going to what? Talk to them?
Yes, they're
What
going
would,
to take us on a tour. They take us on the tour. Last time we did a walking tour of all the whole place. It was amazing. And
uh-huh.
then they're going to do some African drumming and dance, and it's just going
Yes.
to be beautiful. It's just going to be a beautiful experience. And then we're going to do some healing water rituals, and just go in and kind of take care of some of those things that are attached to the spirit and to the soul. And do some.
Cleansing.
That's it. Actually,
Cleansing.
absolutely.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a magnificent time. Yes. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Well,
Right now, the cost is $2,799.
yeah, I was going to.
There's a $500 deposit,
Mhm.
and then two payments, one in June and one in July.
Okay.
Um,
You work
mhm.
with us.
I'm working with them, and anybody that pays in full, they just pay 2,600.
Okay.
So there's a little discount for paying in full.
Yes.
So I'm just working it and just wanting to offer, our women who work so hard every day, who carry the weight of the world on our shoulders and act like it's a feather, an
Huh.
opportunity to release that, to get out in that sunshine, to get in those waters, to tap into that historical base up in the Maroon
Yeah.
village, and just to be,
To be.
just to be. Yes.
And the thing is, the sacrifice, one would say, oh, this, they may say, oh, the price is this amount, might be too
Mhm.
much or something, but
Right.
I always say, and I work as a personal trainer as
Yes.
well, and I say,
Mhm.
how much are you willing to invest in yourself?
Yeah. Well, we're
And
spending twenty seven
we
hundred
spent
dollars. We
we
throw it away.
that part I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of my motto. So when you look at something like you're describing,
Yes.
if one could see like how the
Yeah.
benefits will be by
Absolutely.
when we're, we can talk about nutrition another time, but how
Mhm.
much do we spend on this fast food?
Yes.
This
Yes.
this protein that's kind of
Hmm.
affecting our bodies,
Yeah.
animal protein, a lot of
Yes.
it.
Absolutely.
I
Hmm.
mean,
Yeah.
don't
It's
get me
amazing.
started, but
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind you getting started, but it's
yeah.
very real.
But
I
that's
mean,
my opinion, and
yeah. Hmm.
and that can only speak for my opinion that
Yes.
we as a society, maybe it's,
Hmm.
I don't know if it's worldwide, but in the
Hmm.
USA,
Hmm.
we're damaging our
Yes.
whole spirit
Yes.
I don't want to put it as a whole, but I feel like, with all of these diseases that are out there and that it is affected because stress,
Yes.
cortisol levels are high with women,
Yes.
especially, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the
Mm-hmm.
food intake that we
Mm-hmm.
do because we want that instant gratification. Talk
Yes.
about it,
Yes. Yes. My friend
man.
used to call it the Pop-Tart syndrome.
The what?
You know, Pop-Tart syndrome. You remember how one you used to put the Pop-Tart in the toaster and you wait a couple of minutes and it popped up?
Yes.
So yeah, there's a lot out here that we're doing, and we're doing it thoughtlessly, senselessly, but we're
Senselessly.
doing, and we're
But we don't
and
even know.
Dr. Layla Africa said that we're digging our graves with our forks.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, because we're starting an early death at the table based upon what we're eating. And I like to take it another step because we're not just eating food.
Uh-huh.
We're digesting thoughts, we're taking in sounds, we've got people that
Oh.
are around us. So all of that is affecting us on a holistic level. So it's
Say that
affecting.
again.
Yes. So we're taking in not only toxic foods, but
Right.
sometimes we're in toxic environments. We're listening to toxic music. And unfortunately, some of us have toxic friends, mates, and family members that we can't seem to get away from because we're addicted to the negative and toxic
We're
toxicity.
comfortable.
Yes, absolutely.
We need to be comfortable getting uncomfortable.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right.
yes, absolutely. And sometimes you just need someone to remind you or to present to you
Okay.
another way of being in the world because we have habituated and made it normal to eat foods that are not healthy, to be around people that are not healthy, to have unhealthy thoughts. And some of us, we go
And
from
behaviors.
and behaviors, and we relationship hop, and we have different names and faces, but they're the same behavior.
Relationship pop.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Because I've been working on non-sex for me personally. I'm
Okay,
gonna put it out
okay,
there. Yes, I am.
that's okay. Yes,
That's right.
hmm
Because for me, the instant gratification,
yes,
is not
hmm
needed necessarily for my mental state because of the
absolutely.
baggage or whatever will come with
Yes,
it. You feel me?
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or just the spirit, because when
Okay.
you're intimate with someone, you're sharing spirit with them. And so long after the physical encounter, spirit is roaming around in your space and in your secret space and place, right?
Mm.
And so I believe that it's so much better to be able to maybe hold a person's hand and to sit with them and just sit quietly. Or you're on a couch and I'm in a chair and I'm reading and you're reading.
And that is connection
It's definitely connection,
for
or
sure.
just going on a walk or
Mm,
doing a puzzle together. I mean, there are ways that we can be intimate with our
that part.
partners.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, this guy I used to date, we used to just sit quietly for hours and it was great. We were very
Wow.
close.
And he did
It was
that too. I'm not necessarily,
absolutely, absolutely. And it was
men.
fun.
But some as men, and I know you work with women, but as for my experience, that it's a challenge for some men to be tapped in with their emotional state,
Uh,
emotionally.
yes. I believe that we women have the power if we would just tap into it to set different standards for our relationships. And as we open ourselves to ourselves and we become in tune and connected to who we are and to the greater power of who we are, then the men that we are with, we choose now because we're selecting who gets to share this energy
That's
and
right.
this time and this mind and this spirit, right?
Right.
And so now you're siphoning off a lot of people. And so
Mm.
those men that want to work towards a higher level of being, then those are the ones that I want to select.
And they come to
Um,
you. I'm
Absolutely, because
finding
you
that
become
out.
attractive, and that's
That's
what you
right.
attract. Hmm
That's
Absolutely.
what's happening
Yes.
to your girl
Yes.
around me. So
Yes.
which is good. And but the thing is, the self sabotage. So sometimes
Mhm.
we'll take it back. Like, do I
Mhm.
deserve this
And you
happiness?
absolutely do, because that's why you tell yourself, I am divine.
I'm divine. I'm a
Yes.
divine creation.
Yes.
Yay!
And I honor my spiritual self.
And I honor my spiritual self.
Yes.
That's right. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, I just enjoyed talking with you so much. So you're having a
Thank
retreat.
you.
Well, let's backtrack. So you're doing well with
Yes.
your business, which you call, I mean, a business you're
It's a
making.
lifestyle for me.
It's a
Yes.
life. That's what I wanted to
Yes.
say.
It's really just taking an extension of myself and creating a business that allows others to experience the things that I've learned over the years, over the past 20, 25 years of just
Wow.
living in a certain way.
Okay.
Mhm. And
And you're
challenging myself.
and challenging yourself, and then you're
Yes.
having a retreat. And let
Mhm.
me ask you this, because I do
Yes.
have people that are interested. You do
Yes.
work on the online also?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. So I do have a service called A Chat with Earth Mother. I
Okay.
am not a licensed therapist, but working with me is therapeutic. And so I have 1 hour sessions where I will sit with the person and we will just kind of talk about the things that are challenging them in life. And I can offer some of my experience and some of my knowledge that I've gained from my elders and my teachers and from reading and experiencing and living. And I have that. And then, of course, I also so I do Reiki. I have a client that's been in California for 3 years, and we've been doing Reiki virtually as well. So I also offer that.
What?
And
I'm sorry, it cut out slightly. Can you repeat that?
yes, as far as the Reiki is concerned,
You have you do it online, and
yes.
it's a
Mhm.
video, correct? Like you'll
It's
see.
it's just like we are now. We're
That's
on
right.
Zoom, and I
Okay.
do distance Reiki. I have a client now that's in Atlanta, and I work with her once a month, and we
Okay.
just do the Reiki session and just make sure that her energy is balanced and cleared and free. Her chakras are open, and then
Mm,
we have some dialogue about things that are going on in her life.
right.
And then I have a combined service where we do the chat with Earth Mother, which is an
Okay.
hour. And then we were doing it all. It's a 2 hour session that I have with clients once a month. So we're opening up the chakras, but then we're talking about what was it that had them closed, and we work through it. And
Okay.
they, sit with me once a month so that we're getting into a rhythm, so that
Mm-hmm.
those things are being addressed. And eventually, they don't come to see me.
Mm-hmm.
And if they
Yes.
do, they're just coming by to say, "Hey, Earth Mother. Hey, Mama Tracy."
Yes.
And they
And we
swing the
could.
door open, and I can see it on them that they're doing better.
That's right. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. And I meant to call you myself, but I took a little bit of your thoughts and
Yes.
applied it to my
Yes.
own lifestyle. So,
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
told you earlier, I believe I shared, well, I have a tree outside my
Mhm.
door. I do talk to the tree. The
Yes.
roots of the trees actually connect with one another to help
Mhm.
them grow.
Yes.
And our and maybe our heart, right, and our
Mm.
and inside of our hearts,
Yes.
isn't our hearts also connected
Yes.
as well? So let me
And let me tell you, there's some studies done on forest bathing and trees. So I also do a healing grove getaway.
oh, nice.
And I do that in October, and it's here in Texas, in
Oh,
Liberty, Texas, at a Black-owned retreat.
oh, it's
And we spend a weekend there, just
nice.
doing some things and connecting with nature with trees.
Okay, I appreciate your time,
Yes.
and your experience, your strength,
Oh, thank you.
for us to be connected with you in this time. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't take anything for granted. So I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you appreciating me.
Okay. And a recap that you said that you're having a retreat
Yes.
and you're still doing your online for others
Yes.
to connect with, and in person, correct too?
Yes, in person as well. I just love, people. I love being with people, and I, in particular, love my people. And I
Mm-hmm.
love being able to witness and bear witness to people finding their own personal power and
Mm-hmm.
making decisions to create a different life than the one they're living based
Mm-hmm.
upon the decisions that they make, the standards they set for themselves, and the healing work that they do.
The healing work, the healing
Mhm.
work. And you personally did your own, I mean, to get to where you're at, you
Absolutely,
shared
and continue to do it. I mean,
and
because I
continue.
believe it's a lifelong thing, because
Mm-hmm.
we're human, we have triggers and soft spots, and so it's just like when we fall down, we get that scab, and
Yes.
the scab is on there, and even when you touch that, it's healing, but it's still sometimes a little tender,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
so
girl,
right.
stop. You get these gems. I love
Yeah, yeah. So, I
it.
mean, this is what we do. And then, eventually we have a scar and then we remember. But sometimes as we're healing now, we see that, yes, we were hurt at that time, but
Mhm.
we don't now have the same feeling about it.
Yes.
And so that's where, we're working to get to.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
is there any last minute um,
words that I'd like to
words
share.
that you can share.
Yes.
I know you shared a lot, and thank you for that.
Yes.
But
Yes, absolutely. Well, one thing I like to tell people, because I hear people so often saying, gosh, I need to be here. I need to be doing this. I need to be doing that. And I tell them all the time that you have to be where you are in order to get where you're going. Okay. And so that means that, this thing that we're experiencing in life, we don't realize what we're so caught up in the physical existence. We don't realize what's happening in the spirit world around us. And the Creator is oftentimes moving people into our lives, moving people out, creating doorways and pathways for us. So all we have to do is make our commitment to stay on the path that we've chosen, do our work, and allow the Creator and the ancestors to do their work.
Have we chosen that, or is it a divine? Like, we've chosen, I wanted to tap into that a little bit.
Okay, so yeah, I believe a couple of things. One is that there is something I believe that we are packaged up and sent here with. And it is our mission and our purpose. Now, I believe that once we touch down here, we come out of our mother's womb, that we have been sent here with a purpose. Now, how our life plays out, sometimes we get disconnected from why we're here. And so then it is our process is to come into contact with why am I here? Okay, what am I supposed to be doing? Right. And once we come into contact with this, now we're saying, oh, that's what it is. And now we're on that path and we're working. Now, some people say, well, I don't know why I'm here. I said, well, that's okay.
Right.
Don't put pressure on yourself, but begin to live and begin to explore and to do things. Mm-hmm. With some people, I'll ask them, well, what are the things you like to do? They say, I don't know what I like to do. I said, well, then go out and do a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
And determine what you do and you don't like. Right? Go ride a bike, get some skates, go walk in nature. Go swimming, whatever it may be, travel. Do pottery, do puzzles.
Figure it out, find it.
Okay. Yes. That makes it's about living. It's really about our living. And I also say, study our history. I said, because when you tap in and realize, so when I was growing up and in school, I heard that we were slaves. And I was embarrassed about it. I'm like, that's not me, that's them. I'm not African. And then I come to realize that we were only taught a portion of who we are. They didn't talk to us about what were we doing before we were enslaved. Because we don't come from slaves, we come from enslaved Africans. So then you have to go in and study the history of African people and what were we doing. And every time they kick over and those archaeologists kick over those bones and find some old bones, they find them in Africa. Mm-hmm. And they found the oldest bones, that the precursors to humans were 3.2 million years found in Ethiopia. They called her Lucy, but the Africans called her Dignesh. So this Black woman has been on this planet a long time. We're the mothers of creation and civilization. Ooh. And so when you know this history, you don't walk around with your head down and your shoulders slumped over. You get that back up, hold that chin up in the head, and you walk through the world, not in an arrogant way, but in a confident way. Connected to your ancestors, connected to your history, and going forward with power into your future.
That's deep.
Yes.
Yes. On that note.
Yes.
That's what's up.
So walk in your power, and get in touch with your power. And if anyone is out there and would like to get in touch with me, I welcome them. I can be reached on my website, www.earthmother.com, and that's MUTTHER.com. They can follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Earth Mother Healing. Again, Mother, MUTTHER, at Earth Mother Healing. And then if they want to reach me by phone, 210-303-7337. A phone call or a click away.
Did you all hear that? Yes. And I will definitely put it in the link as well, too.
That's great. So let me tell you, it's always a pleasure and a joy to connect with you. And I thank you for the work that you're doing on yourself that allows you to help others to work on themselves.
Thank you for that. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The world it should be connected, all of us. Not a team effort, but life like a community, nation, race connected, in order to help the world be a better place.
Yes, and you start by making the world a better place by making your inner world a better place.
Making your inner world a better place.
Yes, because everywhere you go, you take yourself with you, as my friend used to say.
Yep. Everywhere I go, there I am.
Yes, again. You again?
Again.
Yes.
Okay. Well, on that note, thank you so much.
Thank you ever so much.
Thank you for joining me in this week's episode of Health and Wellness with Traci Mother Healing, reminding us about our divine creation. And remember, you can check out my Facebook page for more information on how to stay fit and healthy. I'm Malaika J. Cox, striving to live a more balanced lifestyle. And as my father used to say, to help bring good into the world. Discover wellness. See you next time.